Standing bow is such a cool pose. It feels amazing, it looks cool, it's a deep back bend, and even more than that, it's a posture that's about hip extension. You have to be able to kick your thigh back in the hip socket really, really far to make it look like a deep posture. Unfortunately, most of us don't have the hip extension that you see in the championships or on the cover of Yoga Journal. And what we end up doing is compensating by twisting our hips or arching just the lower spine to make it look some semblance of cool. And when we do that, we miss out on the benefits of this amazing posture. So what's a girl to do about it? First, notice when you pick up your foot how much you arch your back, tighten the front of your belly, and start with hip extension, then backward bending, shoulder rotation, and flexing the standing hip. For most of us, the pattern is arch the back, run out of hip extension, and then twist and flop our way into the posture. But doesn't it look cool that my leg went up so high? It doesn't. We're looking for hip flexion from the standing leg and standing bow. So if we took out the back bend and the spine twist and simply flex the standing hip, here's what you'd see: level hips. Replicate that in your posture. Start with hip extension, build in the backward bending, and then come down with pure hip flexion. Once you start to face the ground, your hips will usually stay still while you rotate your shoulders and add the spine twist. Okay. Try this. You know the exercise cow and cat posture where you arch and flex the spine? Come to a neutral position and let's work towards a posture called bird dog, extending the back leg, and if you can, the front leg. Most of us do it a little bit with our back. Same goes for donkey kicks. Most of us can't do this without cheating just a little bit when we lift the leg, so let's down-regulate it and see if we can isolate the movement to your hip and keep your lower back out of it. From your forearms, can you lift the leg? Make sure to tighten down across your belly, but even with this, most of us still arch, so slide a little deeper and glue your chest to your thigh, and then lift up the back leg. You might find that you can't get any lift at all in the leg. It's not a problem. Just by practicing here and working on it, you'll build the requisite strength to do it. Listen, make sure you try it on the other side. What does your bird dog look like from the quadruped position? Are you bending your back? Take it down to the forearms and see if you can execute it here. This way you can slowly ease your way into the most challenging position, which would be all the way down, chest glued to your thigh, and try, once again, to lift your back leg off the floor. Bonus points if you can keep your leg locked. So now, how do we transfer this into an upright and standing posture? Try this. Grab your kicking leg behind you with one or two hands and notice how much your back arches. Tighten the muscles from ribs to hips. Think of pulling your ribs down. Isolate the movement to the hip and simply kick backward. Your mind is going to be blown at how little you can move your leg. Seriously though, try it again. Without that arch in your spine, can you get any movement in extension in that hip? That's what we're trying to achieve in standing bow. Doesn't mean you won't back bend in standing bow, but just see if you can avoid skipping the hip extension and just relying on your back bend over and over again. Let's try it. One day we'll do it as one fluid movement, but for now, tighten your belly, extend through your hip, backward bend through your spine, and then flex the standing hip and come down. Rotate your shoulders, stretch them apart, and then add your strength and kick up higher without rolling open to try to get deeper into the posture. If you want to use your yoga practice to change the way your body moves, building range and control, it starts by getting totally honest with what you can do and the places that you need work. From there, you can build a practice that helps you be your best you.